presented by the new AT&T. AT&T's passion to invent and SBC's drive to deliver. Introducing the new AT&T. Your world delivered.
Top 10 football states. Folks, I have no bias on this. None. The state I was born in's not there and shouldn't be. The state I live in's not there and shouldn't be. I am without bias on this topic. You're bringing the bias. I'm just going to give you the truth. This is the herd. Stick around. Who's the craziest of all these callers? All right. Garib, he says you're the crazy person. Go ahead. Are you there, Garib? He says you're the most irrational. Go ahead and fight for your state.
Oh, I think Virginia should be on the top 10 list because we live and breathe Virginia Tech and UVA football.
Oh, time out. UVA football is the softest bunch of cream puffs, bow tie wearing, brie cheese eating, ascot wearing wussies I've ever seen in my life. There's not a softer bunch of cookie dough eating weenies than the UVA football program. Those guys wear makeup to games. That is the biggest bunch of frou-frou, daiquiri drinking, non-alcoholic beer chugging weenies I've ever seen in my life. Dude, you want to know the most popular drink at tailgating at UVA football? Zima. Hey! Unbelievable. Dude, under soft, they have a Cavaliers football logo in the dictionary. Unbelievable. Now, you got good high school football in that state, and they love the Redskins. But UVA, if that's your argument, if that is that is literally your argument. Dude, UVA, we love them here. Guffaw? UVA. That is, you talk about soft. The second UVA is ever forced to compete, they would roll up in the fertile position against Va Tech. If you're going to argue Va Tech, I'll listen to you. Virginia, they wear suits to games. That's absurd. Carruthers, I've got my Matlock suit, the baby blue pinstripe. I've got the camel hair. Carruthers, what are you wearing to the Cavalier football game today? Hold on, I don't know. Let me get my Pinot Noir. You got to get it out of the cottage. I'm going to punch people from UVA right in the neck. Don't ever come onto my show again and brag about your football. Eli, that scared me. Eli Manning's next. It's the herd. Look at the outrage I'm getting from UVA football fans for ripping their program. All you need to know, UVA, you don't have one big win in the history of your football program. Be quiet. Go to your dorky message board and rip me. But you're listening now, you were listening then, and as I rip you in the next hour, you'll be listening then too.
The herd.
UVA football is the softest bunch of cream puffs, bow tie wearing, brie cheese eating, ascot wearing wussies I've ever seen in my life. There's not a softer bunch of cookie dough eating weenies than the UVA football program. Those guys wear makeup to games. That is the biggest bunch of frou-frou, daiquiri drinking, non-alcoholic beer chugging weenies I've ever seen in my life. Dude, you want to know the most popular drink at tailgating at UVA football? Zima.
This is the herd on ESPN Radio. Now, Colin Cowherd.
This is the herd on ESPN Radio. Wherever you may be, thanks for making us part of your day. The herd on ESPN Radio, growing by leaps and bounds, brought to you by Advanced Auto. We're ready in advance. Great last hour yesterday, religion and sports. Great emails, great calls. I got an email from Wes McElroy, who runs the station WKTR 840 Sports Talk Radio in Charlottesville, Virginia. That's the home of UVA. He says, could you please give out your phone number? 1-888-ESPN is our phone number. These brilliant Virginia listeners want your phone number. They're calling the station. They're looking for you. They will soon bring their wine and cheese and Armani pitchforks and come looking in the studio. I'm not dying for you, Colin, though I love the show. Wes McElroy, ESPN 840. Let him call. Let one call, Compass, and argue in favor of UVA football. What's the point? You've never I said you'd never had one big win in the history of your program. My bad. Mid-90s, you beat Florida State. Congratulations. 11 years ago. There you go. Congratulations. So, and you UVA fan, let me just take one and just listen. Oh, I'm sure I'm going to hear what a great, Keith in Charlottesville. Go ahead. Tell me how wrong I am. What a great football tradition it is. You go ahead, Keith.
Beat Florida State last year.
They weren't any good. They lost 5 games. A lot of people beat Florida State last year. They're no longer elite.
You're also talking about high school football. Fort Union Military Academy has I don't know how many Heisman Trophy winners, and then you talk about movies
Florida
movies about sports. Remember the Titans.
Congratulations, they got 20 movies about football in Texas.
I'm not saying we're better than Texas.
Well, who are you better on this list then?
There's definitely we're not the worst team in NCAA football. That's for sure.
I didn't say you were the worst. I said you were the softest. You have great recruiting regions, but you're soft. You're a soft school, and everybody knows everybody thinks UVA is soft. Whether you like it or not, that's the reality of the perception.
UVA is the softest NCAA football program in the country.
No, it has the most potential to be good because there's tons of good high school football, but at the end of the day, you can't go toe-to-toe with big boy football. You're just not committed enough. You think you are. Just like hippies think they really do work hard. 32 hours a week is not working hard. It's not committed. UVA thinks it's committed, and it's just not.
There will be more DeBrickashaw Fergusons coming out of
great.
UVA.
And you know what? And you'll keep underachieving. You guys have great NFL players. You never win. You can't win big games. You produce a ton of players. You produce more players and have worse teams than anybody in the country because you're soft. Virginia Tech and Virginia, they go toe-to-toe. Put your money on the Hokies. They're just tougher. It's the reality of it. And is this guy as irrational? All right, Greg.
I agree. They're soft in one respect, but at the same time, they've got a great recruiting class coming up. Not this coming year, but the next one coming up.
Not another one of these. We're going to be. You're like Michigan fan, Colin. We've got. I know Lloyd has struggled for 8 years, but really, don't give me. You had a great recruiting class 3 years ago. It was like number 5 in the country. You didn't do squat with it.
Look up our record against Penn State, Colin.
Who gives a flying can of worms? They've sucked for 7 of the last 8 years.
Well, with Morelli coming
I would rather be a softie from UVA than a redneck from Virginia Tech.
I wouldn't. I'd rather win football games, and that's why you're not committed. They'd rather win football games. You'd rather be sophisticated. Go like baseball, loser. I'd rather be a sophisticate than a redneck. I'd rather win football games, weenie. That's why you're no threat in big college football. Because you want to watch Anderson Cooper on CNN. Congratulations. You're very sophisticated. Good luck with that Chardonnay. But Virginia Tech would walk up and punch you right in the neck. People that brag about how smart they are never as smart as they claim. I'd rather be... No. At the end of the day, you're nuttin'. Underachieving, cookie dough, ascot wearing, bran muffin eating weenie. You want to bring another one on? Want me to bag on your program for another hour? We can do that. And by the way, you're so smart, you're letting me rip your program for an hour. You're feeding into this stuff. How smart are you? We're very intelligent. By the way, let's call the radio show and let him bang on us for another hour. We're very sophisticated. Go to your message board, UVA. Criticize that mean radio host. I don't like him. I never listen to him. Oh, why? Go watch your message board today. My name on your message boards will get twice as many views as anybody else, 'cause I matter.